Every kid, they always go through the phases where they just love to find rocks.
We created a bucket that is filled with all kinds of rocks and crystals and minerals and fossils that kids can dig through for kind of like a fun at-home mining experience.
Kind of like an archaeologist digs for dinosaur bones. Think of that.
After they find, the chunky rocks and crystals, they can then sift through all the sand too to find dozens and dozens of little tiny crystals too.
We have an identification chart that they can see, what did I get?
Our hope is that they can continue on with it and learn more about the stones and how they form, where they're from. We are so loved amongst the science teachers of the world. Declan's mining bucket, I would say, gives a parent a minimum of 45 minutes of quiet time. It does get them off of the screen.
The kids are off the screen, they get to mine. No matter what the season, no matter what time of the year, they can enjoy the mining buckets because it's an indoor or outdoor activity.
We use clean play sand inside of it, hand-filled, hand-poured, and hand-selected of what we put in them, of a special mixture that we make right in-house. You're never gonna get the same bucket. We do a lot of research and make sure that we have all of our sources coming from places that we can really trust. Declan had such a passion to do this. He was so into crystals that it made sense to create something around him.
Her son Declan fell in love with mining and this idea came to her. The light bulb went off. She's like, this will be the company.
We created a TikTok. We put this video out. Honestly, kind of forgot about it. I wouldn't say forget about it, but we weren't checking it like we check social media now.
Scoop of tumblestone.
Viral. We went viral all over social media, on TikTok. The company just skyrocketed.
And I literally just called in the troops.
Let's do it. I drove up, we flew in.
That's where it really took off.
I was packing buckets.
Next thing you know, we had 18-wheelers pulling up to our house.
Everything exploded and it was like, this is our lane. This is what we're meant to do.
Kelly Rosarno, and I am the owner and founder of Declan's Mining Co. We started this company with something totally different. We were very into crystals, jewelry, and our beaded bracelets. When it comes to crystals, I've always had a love for them. When we decided to start a small company around it, naturally, I involve my kids in everything that I do. So my son started to have his own love for it. And so every time we'd go on vacation, if we saw somewhere where you could go shopping for, a little crystal, my son really started to gravitate towards them too.
This is raw emerald.
We take an annual trip up to New Hampshire. They had this mining sluice, which essentially is where you can sift through rocks. They give you a bag of rocks and dirt, and they have this sluice that drops water, and you take a sifter, you dump it on, and you sift through it. Declan, I want to say when he was probably 3, he took to it right away.
Then the pandemic hit, and we couldn't travel anymore, and we couldn't go on our normal vacation where we would do these things. I just thought of hey, what if we just made our own and used the resources that we had right here in our own home to just recreate the experience for him, let alone make a business out of it. And he loved it so much, we just decided to try it and introduce it to friends and family, and they ended up loving it. And then people were requesting it.
That was it. The light bulb went off.
The light bulb went off. This idea came to her.
She was spitballing right away about certain ideas.
And it's all right, well, let's throw it up on the website and see how it does.
And sure enough, our basement, next thing you know, turned into this warehouse.
It's just mind-blowing to think these little 8x8 boxes started right below where I'm sitting, and now they're shipping to over 40 countries, and they're being picked up on 18-wheelers every single day.
We have grown into a global company and a global brand. But when you think about it, we have 13 people on staff. The culture around the office is 100% Family comes first, and when we are creating for the company, we keep that in mind as well.
We really thrive on being a woman-powered business, putting family first always.
So because we're all moms, we have kids that are in the age range to enjoy these products. It really helps with making the products or coming up with new ideas.
We're constantly talking about the things that our children love. And so what we have tried to really do is, from one bucket that went viral, is to create a vast catalog of all different types of things that your child will like.
Bracelets, we have tumbles,
Everybody loves the geodes.
the mining pack,
The Dino Dig,
birthday buckets, mystery buckets. We have so many themed buckets that it's literally great any time of the year.
we were the first to create the Build-A-Bucket experience, where you can choose one of our 4 main staple buckets that we have all the time. And then on the next page, it'll walk you through over 40 different crystals, geodes, fossils, arrowheads, things like that, so you can really customize your experience every single time. My name is Jennifer Yates, and I'm a Chief Client Relations Officer. Being in the customer service piece, I get overwhelmingly positive feedback from customers. They just love the experience. They thrive on it, and they can't wait to have it again. So I, will receive emails in that people will buy these for, an event or a party, or just to have an experience at home. And they're like, we're so grateful for having the experience of being able to disconnect from TV, disconnect from tablets. They're grateful to have an activity and that parents can, bond with their kids, or even couples.
It initially started for kids, thinking, the kids will love this, but as the years have grown, we've realized that it's literally for all ages.
I can't believe how much of an adult customer base we have. Obviously, we created this after my son and 4 kids, and it was very quick that we realized adults were gonna be a huge customer base for us. Declan's Mining Bucket definitely hits different niches out there in different communities because there's crystals in it, and we have all different types of minerals. It is very much accepted in the crystal community out there as well, for all the metaphysical properties, or people who are into geology. The crystal community is a really special place to be, and we're super grateful to be accepted there. Before we were Declan's Mining Company, we were my name. So we were kellyrosesarno.com. At first, it was just sharing a vlog style of my life, and it turned into sharing things that I was interested in. We're talking a decade of showing up on social media to create a space where people were invested in what you were doing every single day.
Kelly, for the past, I say, well over 10 years, has showed up every single day online. I saw a post. It was Kelly, and she was looking for help with her social media business. I sent her a message and I said, hey, I'm in town, I'm local, I'm also a stay-at-home mom, and I'd love to help. I worked with her for a few years just as her personal assistant, and so she started a crystal company.
Kelly definitely always had this affinity with rocks and crystals and gems and things like that.
Every Sunday night we would do these launches. She would go online and she would show what we were launching that week. About 1 hour after the live, everything would sell out every single time. And every time we were like, wow, another sellout. This is crazy. She had this amazing followers. Her followers are so loyal. They just have this immense trust in her to know that whatever the company puts out is going to be amazing, because Kelly would accept no less.
She literally was just posting videos from her basement, but what she was also doing was listening to what customers wanted. She was sharing her life, she was sharing the journey, and people relate to that a ton.
I have showed up every single day on social media, no matter what was going on in my life, being super vulnerable and letting people into a space that's very private to me, and then eventually becoming a mom and sharing my kids on social media in the way that I felt was safely done. Declan's Mining Bucket was just a fun little thing that we added to the website that we already had. It got a little bit bigger, and next thing you know, I was like, hey, Ashley, any room over at your house?
She, in her basement, would be building hundreds and hundreds of buckets, loading them up in her car, driving them to my house, unloading them at my house, and then that's where I would ship them all out.
We needed more space. We kept growing and growing.
And then it got really big, and we're like, we can't be in these basements anymore. It was just insane. It was like our basement was absolutely filled with all of this stuff.
Ashley and I, when we finally moved out of our basements and into our office warehouse space, I said, you know, I think we should just really start to branch out and make Declan's Mining Co. its own thing.
So we really took the company, kellyrosesarno.com, and we switched everything over to Declan's Mining Company, and we really put all of our hearts and energy into the mining buckets.
We created a TikTok, and then we posted a second video because Declan just happened to be in the office that day. I was like, let's pack a bucket and put Declan in the video and introduce everybody to the real CEO of the company. I just own the place, you know? And so we put this video out, honestly, kind of forgot about it. I wouldn't say forget about it, but we weren't checking it like we check social media now. And went to bed, woke up the next morning to messages from Ashley, and she's like, the bucket sold out. I'm like, that's really weird, the bucket sold out. We've never sold out of the bucket before.
I checked the inventory and it's at 0. So I'm like, oh no, I must have not put enough inventory in. So then I look at the orders and I'm like, oh boy, we sold out.
So she went on the website and she just added some inventory. 5 minutes later, sold out again. We were like, what is going on?
And we're like, oh my gosh, that video we posted,
Oh my God, the TikTok.
it went absolutely viral, completely sold out the website. We had to go back in and we just kept adding more buckets, more buckets, more buckets.
They had 1,000 orders overnight. Like, it was like all hands on deck.
You know, this is a moment where we're like, it's next level.
So we immediately just pull in all of our resources that we had built these relationships with and started to, you know, compile whatever we could.
Kelly instantly drove to the warehouse, grabbed more supplies, anything we could. We had people fly in to help us.
I had my sister-in-law flying in from Chicago.
My daughter and I flew out here.
She now works for us full time. I had my friends driving up from Connecticut.
I would tell my husband, I'm like, I gotta go help.
She now works for us full time. All of my friends from like high school and local parents are dropping off boxes, like whatever it took to get us to keep our customers happy is what we did. And we have just been plowing through ever since then and really staying consistent and working so hard every single day to show up and bring the ultimate customer experience to our community.
From that moment on, it just has not stopped since.
I think they always had known in the back of their minds it was coming and just waiting for it to happen.
So it just kind of goes to show you that it was meant to be. Like, your second video that you create goes viral. But after that, it could have just went to nothing, right? It could have just stopped.
One of the things that you will hear very often when you have a viral video of anything is that all the credit goes to that viral video. What you don't see is all of the meat and bones in between, the journey that took you to getting to that viral video. There was a decade in the making to get to where we were, to finally make the decision to put something out there on its own. And yeah, that viral video definitely catapulted us, but we had been building and building and building forever.
One of the reasons this business is so successful is the people that are working at high levels are so invested, not only in the company, but in Kelly and her family, and we want to see them succeed.
We definitely want to grow, but like I said at the beginning, we want to still have that personal touch, so we never want to lose that. So once the boundaries of that starts to be breached in any way, we'll start to pull back.
The way that my husband and I look at this is we have more than enough. We don't need any more than we already have, so we really just want to fine-tune what we're doing and the experience that we've created for others and just continue to innovate what we have and make it the best that it could possibly be. We hear, are you gonna sell the company? Are you gonna do all the, it's like, no way. Like, we love what we created. We 100% put our name and our family and all the other families that work for us behind this product. Why would we ever give that up or hand it over to someone else just to make it something, you know, more commercial, I guess? And when it comes down to it, that's my son's name on that bucket. I'm not just gonna put something out there with my baby's name on it and have it not be the best that it possibly can be.
Kelly is a force. That girl is a force.
She's just a force. She's puts her mind to something and she doesn't stop and she goes for it. Everyone that's come in to be a part of this has been so inspired by Kelly's persistence and her want to share something special with the world.
Watching her create something out of just true love for her child.
She shows up every day. She's genuinely an amazing person.
She projects just true generosity.
Kelly is she's a special breed. She has this unique ability about her. I knew that she had something special in her always.
And she just wants for everyone to succeed as well as she succeeds.
That is what created Declan's Mining Co. in the end, is creating a space where people felt validated, where people felt they were getting something authentic from somebody and not just sold something. I think the things that people are gonna see from Declan's Mining Co. in the future are gonna really surprise them. All right, Declan, if you could say something to everybody who's watching this commercial or this video, what would you say?
Thank you for all the people who have bought my buckets.
Yeah. Yeah, do you think that when you get older, you're gonna continue working with our company, or you think you're gonna start your own company besides this? What do you think?
Keep on doing this.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely? You think it's still fun? Yeah, all these years? Yeah, okay.
Even when I turn 100, if I'm still alive.
Yeah, I hope so. If you could tell anybody who's 7 years old like you are that wants to start their own company, what would you tell them that they have to do to start their own company?
Like mine?
Yes, like yours.
I don't know.
Is it a lot of hard work?
Yep.
Yeah, is it showing up?
And if you found something that you really want to do a lot, then you should make a company of it. Bye.